up? It's Grace, and today I'm going to be doing a very large book haul. At least I think so. In the last book haul that I did was only about 2 weeks ago. I was like, I'm doing so good with not buying books, and I'm not doing good anymore. But treat yourself. Treat yourself. Get it? Yeah, so since I have a lot of books, I don't want to get too in-depth on what they're about. I'll just say as much as I know myself about the books, so let's just go ahead and get right on into it. So shout out to my niece for making me this super cool headband. She's the sweetest. First book I'm going to talk about is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I have literally zero idea what this book is about, but I never know what Colleen Hoover books are about. I always go into them blind. I had a dream about this book last night. That's weird that I just thought about that, even though I have no idea what it's about. I really like Colleen Hoover books, except the last are slammed, and I just read November 9 this month, and it was good, but I'll talk more about it in my wrap up. I was a little bit disappointed with it, so I'm hoping I'll like this more. I need a Colleen Hoover book that I just love, and I've heard mixed things about this one as well. I hope I enjoy this one. The next book that I got is The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. From what I know about this book is it's set in Russia, and there are 2 enchanters, and there are only 2 enchanters in the world, and the emperor, I believe, is having them fight on magic skill, and whoever wins gets to be the imperial enchanter and help defeat the threats that are coming over their kingdom. I don't know if that's exactly how this plays out, but that's kind of what I get from other people talking about it. I'm very excited to read this. It's set in Russia, which is super awesome, and this sounds very unique, and I've heard great things, so I cannot wait to read it. The next book I got to read to my niece and nephew for the Halloween time, and that is The Witches by Roald Dahl. I can never say his name right because my mouth doesn't work like that. Roald Dahl? Anyway, I remember watching this movie when I was little, and it freaked me the freak out. If you've ever seen The Witches, it's about this little boy, and he goes into like this hotel, and there's witches, from what I remember. It's kind of like foggy. I read the first chapter to my niece, and she loved it, and this is also a glow-in-the-dark edition, which is super awesome. And I just love little like kiddie books that are a little bit creepy and funny. The next book that I got is The Outcast by Kathleen Kent. I heard about this book by Riley over at Riley Marie, and the way she described it was really awesome. From what I know, it's a Western, and it follows this girl who has escaped a brothel. She's basically been there her whole life, and it's kind of the only life she has known. And then it also follows this policeman who just wants justice, and somehow their paths intertwine and stuff happens. It sounds like a great Western, and there's great reviews on Amazon. Anyway, I just need a good Western in my life, and I can't wait to read it. The next book I have here I am so excited to read, and that is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. And from what I know about this book is it's set during World War II in France, and we follow this woman and her daughter. The mom, she believes that the Nazis aren't going to invade France, but they do, and she ends up having to live with the enemy. In addition to all that, her sister, who is 18, is kind of this rebel, and she's going against the Nazi regime. And this book sounds so good. I've heard such great things. I just know I'm gonna love it. Hopefully. I don't want to say that and like jinx myself, but I'm so excited to read this. I'm definitely reading it in December. The book that I got was such a lovely surprise, and that is The Book of Joy. I was sent this, wow, it's like really, this cover is really bright, but here it is. And I was sent this by Natasha over on Instagram, The Book Barista, and it was just such a lovely surprise. From what I know is it follows the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu, if I'm pronouncing his name right, and he's the Archbishop. And basically their friendship and how they've lived this life of oppression but still kind of find the joy, and just a wonderful journey that is life. It just sounds empowering and just something that would make me happy, which I really, really need at the moment. So thank you so, so much, Natasha, for sending me this. The next book that I got is The Book Thief by Markus, but the anniversary edition with new content. I was at Barnes & Noble, and whoops, I saw this and I was like, oh, it's pretty because it has like this gold page. But then I saw the new content, and I started reading the back of it, and I started tearing up right there. And so I was like, I just need to buy this so I can bawl my eyes out at home, and that's what I did, and I am so excited. I need to reread this soon, just because I need to. It's my favorite book ever, and I need the feels. The next book that I got is P.S. I Like You by Cassie West, which I received in my owl crate, also in my uppercase box, but I'm gonna give that copy away. But from what I know about this book is it follows this girl, and she starts to like write these little notes and leave it at her desk like unfinished song lyrics, and the next day she comes and the song lyrics are finished, or they're added onto, so she starts passing notes back and forth to this guy, and so it's a blind love type thing, and it sounds really cute. I've heard really great things. I've said that about all of these, but I really have heard great things about this. And I didn't know, but the naked cover is so pleasing. You can't really tell because it's so darn bright, but the spine is pink and it's engraved and it says, "P.S. I like you," with a little kind of like mustache stamp and a lip stamp. Just so sweet. The next book that I have here is The Outsiders by Se Hinton, which is a classic, I believe. I literally have no idea what this book is about, although I know that it's a lot of people's favorite book. I do believe it's a classic, and if you know what this book is about, you're probably like, what the frick? You don't know it's a classic? No, I really don't. I just saw it at Barnes & Noble, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is a classic and everyone loves it, so here I am. I bought it, and now I gotta read it. The next book I received by the author Brittany. She asked if I wanted to review this, and she sent me a little snippet of the synopsis, and I definitely do, and that is Wren Awakened by Brittany Wagon, if I'm pronouncing her name right. From what I know, it follows this girl who she sees things that she doesn't know are there, or stuff happens that she can't explain, and she ends up in a psychiatric ward, and her friend actually ends up breaking her out, and she discovers who she actually is. And it just sounds really cool, and I love that kind of like normal person but not normal person stuff. Maybe I'm an alien demon thing. Or I don't know if that's exactly what this is, but I love those self-discovery things. Like, why can't I discover that I'm a fairy or a mermaid or a vampire? Like, shit, I'm just a human, and I feel real lame because I want to be something else, but like, humans are cool too. Like, we have stuff, but being a fairy or like an alien would be great. Anyway, self-discovery, that's good. The next book that I have here is The October Country by Bradbury, and these are basically scary stories for Halloween time, I think. I just saw this girl post this picture of this book on Instagram, and I saw the word October in it, and I was like, Amazon. Actually, it took me a while to find this because I couldn't find it in this edition that I wanted, and it not being mass market paperback because I don't think they make it anymore, but I had to get it in mass market paperback. But I'm definitely going to be reading this either this month or in October, because I can't get enough of creepy stories. You know how I just said I can't get enough of creepy stories? Well, I can't get enough, and I also got the book of ghost stories by Roald Dahl, and it's just a book of ghost stories, and I've heard they are subtly creepy, which is awesome, so I bought it. The last book I have here, I was sent in exchange for an honest review by Penguin Teen, so thank you very much, Penguin, for sending me this, and that is Furthermore by Tahara Mafi. I am so thrilled to read this. From what I know is, I believe that it's a middle grade, and we follow this girl named Alice, and her father had disappeared like about 3 years ago, and so she sets off on this adventure to find him, and she has to travel through Furthermore, which is like this mythical world where everything is very magical. And she teams up with this boy, and his name is Oliver, and he has secrets of his own, so it just sounds so exciting. I'm getting some like Alice in Wonderland vibes, but obviously this book has its own stuff in it, so yeah. And this cover is probably one of my favorites of all time. It's just so out there and so cool, so yes. So those are all the books that I have acquired in the last week and a half about. No regrets on my part, because these books are all awesome. If you've read any of these and you want to tell me your thoughts, I would love to know, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.